we are working on a COVID policy. Once again, John has been drafting it. We've got staff such as James Omar and Veronica Gallardo have all been attending webinars and conferences about museums and protocols, and so we're putting all that in place. As with, I hope, anyone in a leadership position, the safety of the employees is paramount, and then the safety of the people who are coming to visit with us, and then of course our ability to meet all the protocols and standards and CDC guidelines. All that's taking place. If the board wants more information on it, I can certainly give it to you at any time. But we don't have an opening date right now. We're in what I would consider a transition period. We have more people that are coming to the office now. They're more efficient at the office. They just feel like they have all their folders there. So in the morning, they actually go through a protocol. When you cut your computer on, you have to answer a series of questions. The first one, are you in the office? Are you working from home? And then if you're working in the office, then you have to answer things like temperature, blah, blah, blah. Do you not have any of these? And you say no, and then you're welcome to stay. If you say yes, really hope you leave. So anyway, we're following, and we've been talking with lots of other agencies, departments, commissions, authorities about what they're doing, and so we're trying to find the best practices.
Yes.
What does that mean for opening the visitor center?
If you ask Jan, she's ready to open right away. The biggest problem that we have had with this is one of the protocols in the CDC is to clean the restrooms every 2 hours. And bluntly stated, that means that we either have to, assign train the staff to clean the restrooms every 2 hours, or we have to hire a contractor to do it. I fill out a report every week that goes to the governor's office, and I put in there that going forward, we may need, in order to meet that requirement, the best way to do it would be to hire a professional to come in and clean the restrooms every 2 hours. We've got enough facilities on the property that we could have them clean the visitor center, go to the Case-Mate Museum, clean that restroom, then come over to Building 83, clean that restroom, and then go back. We could set up a 2-hour track so we could keep a contractor busy 8 hours a day. That is not without, because you're talking, especially with the visitor center, you're talking 7 hours a day. That is not without a significant expense in this day of we're trying to defer and save and not enter into new contracts. That's the challenge. So we'll be working with the administration. We're setting up meetings now. We want to coordinate with Kim. We want Kim and Aaron to feel comfortable about what we're doing as well. We are actually trying to set up a walkthrough of the visitor center and the Case-Mate Museum with the National Park Service, with John, with OpCrest, basically our whole team to go through, verify the suggestions that have been made by Jan and Veronica, and verify what we think the cost would be associated with that. I think we've got the supplies. We've been stocking the supplies. It's the process of cleaning that we're trying to make sure we meet. I don't have a date. Too many words, sorry.
So how does that translate to managing the flow of visitors coming in the door?
So we would probably institute a few things such as, we did a little bit of this during when we opened up in the building wasn't completely ready yet. We almost set up a path as opposed to letting someone just wander through. There could be a path that someone would follow, and that way we can help with the physical distancing. We could also make sure that we didn't have if we're still in a phase 2, we didn't have more than 50 people in the building or something like that could be, or have 50% of the capacity. We probably would not open up the interactives right now because that's a lot of touching. In terms of whether it would be 7 days a week or whether it would just be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, all of those are the protocols that the team is putting together right now.
One additional one that you didn't mention, which you probably have in mind, but to have in mind is motor coach tours. When they come with 50 people in a group, figuring out an alternative to coming in the visitor center. A guide, an interpreter that takes them on a walking tour first, or half of them on a walking tour, while the others go to the visitor center, or some of it outdoors, just orientation with a person. That issue as bus tours start to come, and they will. I think we'll need some special care.
Yeah, it's a great suggestion. Again, working with the National Park Service and all their experience, we will be able to address that. You know, hopefully we're going to be in phase 3 here soon. Everybody always laughs. I push too hard. I get too excited. I try to get things done too fast. If I had my perfect world, I really want to be open by August the 22nd for our African Landing Day. I just think that is really imperative that we do that. So I expect that we will find a way to do that by August the 22nd. And I'd like to be open a week or two before that so that we wouldn't be opening the doors and finding out that something didn't work or whatever. So we're getting there. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other? Yes.